Good morning, wherever you are. Some of you might be in Europe. We're starting here right bushy-tailed at 9 a.m., a little bit earlier. Welcome to the 20th CTC and Rat Genome meeting. I'm delighted that we've hung in there for so long, maybe another 20 years or more. Just a little bit of history, just a few minutes. So the motivation for the complex trait community was a paper that was written in Nature Genetics Reviews in the year 2000 that pointed out that it was much more efficient to use modern molecular methods such as ENU mutagenesis and knockouts, and that we should put complex trait analysis on the back burner. And some of us who did complex trait analysis at that time were, to put it mildly, slightly miffed. So that was the genesis of the complex trait community. The rat genome had great funding for many years with a real focus on rat genomics and a lot of knockout, but also quite a bit of complex trait analysis. And I'm not the best representative of that community. There are several of you here much better representatives, but the idea was to strengthen the group in about 2015, when it was clear that we really needed to bind together all communities doing, frankly, any kind of experimental genetics using segregating populations. That became painfully obvious. And so this meeting has always provided a venue for us to establish many collaborations have been extremely fruitful, and to dream up new ideas. So it's not a conventional meeting. Yes, sure, we're going to give a lot of presentations and show off our latest, coolest results, but I just want to emphasize to everybody that the real point of this meeting is to establish collaborations and new projects with others here. And so it's a good meeting because it's relatively small, so you can actually get to know people in your field and go out with them for the next several days. Lots of people to thank for this. I thank Abraham Palmer initially for pushing me and saying, Rob, you got to do it, because we were having trouble finding a group that would be nimble enough to cope with this at a fairly short notice. But thanks, Abe. For everybody here in the Memphis community, thanks for all of your help. I wanted to single out Arthur Centeno, who's done a lot of work for us. You don't have to clap yet, but Flavia Villani, they've been two real powerhouses in getting us to this point, but a lot of members have contributed a lot. The way that this community has usually worked, it's got a very informal structure. There's no this, that, 501c3, anything. We basically pass the baton from year to year. Whoever organized the meeting is then part of the effective leadership team as long as they want, frankly. So it's minimal fuss and muss. That's one reason why there's minimal charge for this meeting. You come, we love that you've come physically. We love that you're online, for those of you who are online. But the idea, again, is to minimize the bureaucracy and maximize the scientific impact. And there's no doubt that this group, Rat Genome Group and the CTC community have had an enormous impact. And I hope we have more impact. All of you know that there's a growing movement to move away from animal research towards in vitro assays, organ cultures, etc. I see a couple of eyes rolling at that notion, but that's a reality. And we're sort of the counterpoint to that, pointing out that you really do need that matching in vivo analysis. So that's one battle I think all of us can expect to fight for the next 10 or 20 years. The other battle is one I'm sure most of you are familiar with, and that's the N of 1 kind of experimental protocol. The Human Brain Project is a canonical example of that, where only one genome of mouse or rat is used in studies, and we know that that's not going to translate very well to humans. So a lot of the skepticism about the utility of animal models really boils down to the skepticism that Black 6 or Fisher 344 or Sprague-Dowley is going to translate well to humans. And that's entirely justified criticism. And we have, this community has a solution. Okay, so that's kind of the higher level introduction.